Hey guys, my name is Jake. I've been using some accessories with the Steam Deck for a bit now, and I wanted to share what my favorite ones are so far. If you're interested in anything mentioned in this video, be sure to check out the description. There'll be links for everything down there. To start things off, I just want to go over the case that Valve provides with the device because it's really high quality. The outside is sturdy and made with a slightly firm material, while the inside is soft and fuzzy, so it will keep your deck protected. It also comes with this little pull tab so you can easily get your device out of the case. And it has a little spot in the back for you to hold your charger. I was just really surprised overall at how nice this case was, and you definitely don't need to purchase a different one. Props to Valve. Next up, we got micro SD cards. So I made a full video on this topic because there hasn't been much research into how these cards are performing. You can watch the full video with the link in the description, but here's the summary. I tested 5 cards. The Samsung Evo had the best performance for the price. The Sandisk Extreme will be the best performing 1TB card, and the Sandisk Ultra is a good budget 1TB card. The PNY was solid overall, but the Lexar is not recommended since I had issues with it getting stuck in the card slot of my Steam Deck, and the write speeds were the worst out of all that I tested. Valve did a really nice job of allowing us to use multiple SD cards seamlessly. You just pop them in and out of the Steam Deck and your games will be immediately playable. So having multiple SD cards is actually a viable option, and if you're going to do that, you should pick up a carrying case to hold your SD cards in. This one's really well built, it's relatively cheap at $10, and it can hold 24 micro SD cards and 12 full-size SD cards. It saves space by having these slots stack up on top of each other, and if you have multiple cards for video, photos, and gaming, this is definitely going to keep those cards safe. Now this next accessory is actually an SSD upgrade. I found this Kioxia 512GB SSD for $54 on eBay. Considering that this is currently running cheaper than 512GB micro SD cards, this is a pretty good option to buy right now. I would stay away from the 1TB 2230 SSDs right now because they are priced way too high. They're pretty much sitting over $200. But the Kioxia drive I got works perfectly. I haven't had any issues with Wi-Fi or Bluetooth interference, and it has not affected the battery life at all. I know Valve put out a scary message warning people not to take apart their Steam Deck, but I did it. I followed the guides and it was relatively simple. You can stay tuned for a video on that from me later, but in order to take it apart, you're going to want to use an iFixIt kit. I have their full Tech Pro kit, but they make a more affordable one called the Essential Kit that will give you everything you need for the upgrade. Now here we have this USB-C hub from Quazu. There are a lot of them out there that look similar to this one, but I liked this one because it had 2 USB 2 ports, 2 USB 3 ports, a USB Type-C, an HDMI that can only do 4K 30 unfortunately, but it had a 1GB Ethernet port. At just $30, I couldn't find another hub that had all of these things, including the Ethernet. And if you want the HDMI to be able to do 4K 60, you are going to have to shell out quite a bit more money to get that feature. Now, just a PSA, you have to be careful with these hubs and power supplies that you're buying because right now, some of them are bricking Steam Decks due to a power delivery issue. Valve has commented on this, that they are aware and that they're going to try and put out a firmware update soon that should fix it. But until then, I've tested this dock out using the provided power supply from Valve, and everything checks out okay with this one. Now, using our new fancy USB-C hub, let's connect some fun stuff to it. Here we have Narvitech's NJ300 capture card. Narvitech actually reached out and provided this to me for free, but all thoughts and expressions about this are my own. This capture card will let you record up to 1080p at 60 frames per second while letting you have a pass-through device at 4K 60. It also has 2 audio jacks so you can record audio and pass it through to your controller or your headphones so you can hear while recording. The first way I tested this out was by connecting the deck to the HDMI in port of the capture card and then sent the pass-through to my portable monitor. Then I connected the capture card to my MacBook with the USB cable that they provided in the box. Using OBS Studio on my Mac, recording some gameplay was pretty seamless. I didn't have to download any drivers, and it just worked out of the box. The only thing you have to be careful of is to use the USB cable that Narvitech provided. If you have a different cable that isn't rated for the same data speeds as this one, then you're not going to be able to properly record. Now, what I was really interested more in was using the Steam Deck as a streaming/recording device. It's pretty awesome to have such a portable device that you could use as the hosting device for a live stream. OBS Studio has a native app on Linux, and you can download that straight from the Discover App Store. From there, the setup is basically the same, except we're now sending the signal from my MacBook Pro over to the NJ300, and then from that to the Steam Deck to record using OBS. This is pretty awesome to have, and to see it work like this, I can definitely see why people would be interested in using the Steam Deck for this. The NJ300 is priced at $99, which I'd say is a pretty solid price to pick this up for. The Elgato capture card that does 1080p 60 frames per second recording with a 4K 60 pass-through is currently $199. And while the Elgato allows for HDR recording, in my opinion, that does not warrant double the price. If you guys want a full tutorial showing how to set up the Steam Deck as a streaming device, then comment down below and let me know, and we will get that out for you guys. This is my favorite portable gaming monitor for the price. It's made by G-Story. It's a 1080p 165Hz 1 millisecond IPS panel. While I couldn't find a setting to set up variable refresh rate, the screen does support FreeSync, and hopefully Valve will put out an update in the future that will allow the Steam Deck to make use of this feature. My favorite part about this portable monitor is the hinge. So many of these things have such flimsy and unreliable stands, but this one is solid and it will let you set it at any angle you want without any worries. In the front, it features a dial to change settings that you should never ever use because it's awful. 2 micro USB ports and an audio jack. On the side, it has a USB-C port for power, a USB-C port for simultaneous power and video delivery, and a mini HDMI, which is preferred over the micro HDMI most of these portable monitors have. The cover is not great either, as it doesn't fit and stay very good over the screen, so it's probably best to get a more reliable case. But if you just have it shut inside the laptop compartment of your backpack, then the cover should do the trick. When you're putting the cover on, it helps to open the base up, put the cover on, and then close the base on top of the cover, and that will help make sure it stays put. It also comes with a bunch of cables such as USB-C to USB-A, an HDMI to HDMI mini, and a USB-C to USB-C. It also comes with a remote, which is by far the preferred way to change any settings on the monitor, and it also comes with some other goodies with a carrying pouch for the accessories. Overall, I really like this monitor. It's not the best with everything like the cover and the terrible knob for changing settings, but it has a really high quality, fast screen, and it comes with that stable hinge, and that's what really sold me on this monitor. And that about wraps this up. Be sure to check out my next video coming up on upgrading the internal SSD of the Steam Deck. And if you guys have any questions, please be sure to let me know in the comments. I will be happy to answer them. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.